Hello everyone, I am Alka1993 and welcome back to stream number 5 for Pokemon Blue. The Pokemon Blue walkthrough, and we're continuing on Route 14 already. We just ended this fence area in the previous stream, the previous episode. And this is the team we currently have. We have Sheriff, the Snorlax, who we added to our team last time out. With Headbutt, Amnesia, and Rest, and we taught it Rock Slide, the team that we got back at Celadon City. We have Koops, who is only 2 levels away from evolving, and we're also pretty close to teaching it a very strong move, and quite possibly its strongest move it will ever have. Then Aragorn, the Hitmonlee, who finally got to show some of its worth in the previous stream. Double Kick, Double Edge, Swift, and Meditate. We have Propane, the Vulpix, with Dig, Ember, Quick Attack, and Confuser, very close to a fancy new move. We have Amigo, the Persian, who has been glorious. Sort of like Robbie Roode, totally glorious. I want to sing his theme song now, but with Hyper Beam, fitting off so many Pokemon, one-shotting things, critting them pretty regularly with Persian's amazing base speed, and just continuously hitting them. Hyper Beam isn't 100% accurate, but it has continuously hit the opponents, which is awesome. And then we still have Ducks. Not part of the battling team, but very useful for cut, and especially for fly. Let's get this show on the road. Don't have anything here, and we've already beaten this person because we accidentally fought them at the end of the last episode. Down here we fight a person on a bike. Ooh, a biker. A person on a bike sold a biker. You learn something new every day. I could just finish this with Sheriff and with Headbutt. It's a strong Pokemon, a strong move. Black Coughing does have very good defenses, so I thought I'd send in Koops instead. See how much Water Gun does, and then use another Water Gun or Ice Beam, depending on how much it does. This will be Ice Beam. Ah! Just not enough. Mock. Actually, that's something Sheriff can do. Sheriff does have a base attack of 100, which is nice. Unfortunately, its special stat, Snorlax is only 65. It did get to, was it like 110, something like that, special defense in later generations, so in terms of stats, Snorlax actually improved when the special stat was split into special attack and special defense. While others, let's say Tangela, I think it was lowered a lot. Alakazam didn't like the split. Snorlax liked it. Snorlax is still a very good Pokemon. I want to use it in this playthrough. That's why it's on the main team. Not very fast, only 30 base speed. It has 110 base attack, which is very high, and 160 base HP, which is more than double of some of the others, which is why it's at 151 HP, and the next best one right now is Amigo at 100. Well, some of the others will still evolve, and Amigo won't. Still, it is much higher than any of the rest will ever be this entire playthrough. Ah, you have a Ducks. Well, I have rocks. You can use swords. I have rocks. Oh wait, I was throwing rocks. That's now I have the 65 accuracy rock throw. Rock slide. Still love that sound. Sounds really good. I like it a lot. It's great. Unfortunately, Farfetch wasn't taken out with it. Fortunately, it's not actually attacking me. It's only been using Sword Dance and Agility, so we're fine. Beep-beep-beep-boo. Oh, you're a biker? I'll be a biker. Here. I'll be on my bicycle, and then we fight. So look at my shirt. It came in the mail today. I expected it only a bit later. Blitzfire! By the way, I'm streaming this on the 18th of September. This will probably be out quite a bit later, like at least a week later. But this is right in time for Friday Night SmackDown this week. I expected it just after the weekend, but it already came, which I'm very happy about. Quite a few different shirts from different WWE wrestlers. Then I have one Becky Lynch plushie, which you might be able to see just in the back. Right there, protecting some of my video games. I generally don't really like plushies of humans, but the Becky Lynch plushie did look really good, so I didn't work with that one. But there are quite a lot of shirts with different wrestlers from Raw, from SmackDown, from NXT. I think from NXT, the only ones I had were Karrion Kross and Io Shirai, I think. There were one or two others that I considered, but either they weren't in my size, or they had women's shirts, things like that. There were a few others that I was gonna, or they were too expensive, because there were a lot of shirts on sale whenever I bought these, which was like a week, 1.5 weeks ago maybe. So I made use of that. I barely ever buy merch, but I wanted something. I wanted something WWE, considering how much I like it. So I decided to buy a good amount of shirts. Make use of that sale. And I decided to, well, there's quite a few different shirts I wanted to wear. I think one of my favorite wrestlers is definitely Shayna Baszler, which is a wrestler on Monday Night Raw. Tonight, SmackDown. Shayna doesn't appear on SmackDown, so I thought I'd wear one of the SmackDown shirts. And I'd say one of my favorite wrestlers on there, but especially now with her character change, after having met with The Fiend, Alexa Bliss. So, wear my Alexa Bliss shirt. No, I can't really smell what The Rock is cooking. No, my nose is kind of, is it congested? Is that the word? Also, I don't have any Rock shirts. There were some Legend shirts, like Rock, Undertaker, Batista, many more. But no, I don't. I can't smell what The Rock is cooking. No, I can't, sorry. I also don't have one of his shirts. This is Alexa Bliss shirt. I have like 10 other shirts, I think. And then that Becky Lynch plushie over there. I'm gonna bring it out in a second just to show it off. Is that just gonna become a meme where you keep telling me to save? Like, I ask you one time to remind you. To remind me, which is like back in episode 6. This is way later. Meme? No, you'd never. No. What is a meme? Can you eat that? That's my joke. Nice one. Alright, got itself a freeze. So now we should just shoot water droplets at the frozen smoke ball thing. And then obviously it goes down. And then we throw the ice. Okay, if you're gonna steal all of my jokes, what is another common joke that I make? I know one of the common jokes that I make is I'll act as if I don't know something that I should definitely know. Like, that I should definitely know. And then I say, huh, what is that? Can you eat it? That is something common that I do. Is there more? How could you gotta heal Coops he damaged? I wouldn't really call that a joke, but I do sometimes, I agree, sometimes say, I'm a Pokemon! Especially when typing, because then I can be like, wait, I mean, okay. That is something I somewhat regularly do. My plan for the stream tonight is to basically stream until like 15 minutes before Friday Night SmackDown. That's when I'll stop, end it off, then I can like take a little break, get some food, everything I need, and then watch SmackDown. That's the plan. I had to use propane because with Dig it's pretty good against Grimer. Also, it's very close to learning a very useful new move, and I want to have that available for the fights coming up. So I thought, considering it can hit the Grimer well, might as well make use of it. I can use it against Kofi. No, let's do Coops. Propane or coal for the barbecue? Coal. Because I don't want to barbecue propane. And I don't have a Pokemon called Cole yet. Today I was thinking of some of the nicknames I'll use for some Pokemon in future Let's Plays. And you won't know for a while which those are, but I haven't decided on all of them. Speaking of a nickname, I still want a new nickname for the second Mew that I have. At the time of streaming this, at least. Not sure about when this will hit YouTube, but at the time of streaming this, I haven't decided on a nickname for it. I called it Mewtwo, but because it's the second Mew that I called it, Mewtwo. But I don't like... Go quickly after I named it that, I realized that's not really a name that I like. So if you have a suggestion for that, let me know. And also let me know what you want me to evolve Eevee into. That's still up for discussion, debate, votes, whatever you want to call it. If you smoke weed on a French baguette, does it become weed? Huh. Interesting. I like it. Alright, let's go up here first. There's less trainers at the top. Actually, there might be a trainer down here. Yeah. Let's fight them first, then take the upper route after. Because there's less trainers there, so that if I want to hit a Pokemon Center, just east of this route, no, west, because it's to the left, I can use it and then come back. Also, you should evolve Eevee into Mewtwo. Or Arceus. Maybe Victini. Because yeah, I do wonder. When I get around to Black and White, I should try and get the Victini. Just for the V-Wheel joke. Even though the V-Wheel joke is from Gates to Infinity, and some people might not get it, and they find my V-Wheel voice really annoying, that's very well possible, but it's Victini. I do know there's an event, not necessarily an event Pokemon, but an event that I will be making use of in one of the later walkthroughs. That's actually required for one of my planned Pokemon in the main team. Is there a Pokemon Blue glitch that can change the evolution of a Pokemon? No. To my knowledge, that does not exist. Rats. No, even not to rats. Or birds, or turtles. Rattatas, Raticates. See, a bunch of trainers down there. There's not much up here. I think there's like 2, maybe? One here, one near the end, or there may just be an item at the end. Giratarix. No, that's a fusion for next gen, sort of Giratarig, right? when I got the package this morning, I actually was still asleep. The package of all these WWE shirts. And my mom was wondering what was in it, but I didn't really tell her. I just went to my room and I put this shirt on. I haven't actually unpacked most of the shirts, so I'm going to just keep them in there until I decide to wear them. Decided to put this one on, and I wore it for most of the day after it woken up. And then, when we had dinner earlier, that's the first time my mom had a proper look at it, and she was like, "Oh, that must have been in that box that was sent." Yeah, okay, yeah, it was. Which, what's it from? Yeah, it's from wrestling. I don't recognize her. Just referring to Alexa Bliss, that's on the shirt. I was like, "No, it's from wrestling. She's a wrestler." Which kind of wrestling? And I'm like, the one that you don't like. Because she watched, like, part of an episode of SmackDown at some point. I want to say it was a match between AJ Styles and Drew Gulak a few months ago. Like, probably close to 2 months ago. She really disliked it. Now, that was one of the more rough matches that I can remember from around that time. Although, shortly after came the entire beating down of Dominic Mysterio, so then that doesn't really count. But, yeah, that was interesting how she responded to it. She's like, okay, yeah, you like it. She really doesn't get it at all how I can even attempt to love it, but she lets it happen. 50 against Pokemon. The EXP all. This isn't the EXP share. EXP share was introduced in Gen 2. Worked the same way throughout 2nd through 5th generation. Gen 6 changed it, which allowed everyone to gain EXP if you turn it on. Gen 7 stayed the same, and Gen 8 is just mandatory. So this is actually sort of like everyone gets EXP, but it's actually shared among everyone. It's not like, oh, everyone gets 50%. No, if you get 60 experience, there's an Articuno somewhere. Ooh. Actually, I don't know the name of that Pokemon. What am I talking about? What's an Articuno? I forgot what I was saying. Huh. Anyway, this is Fuchsia City. Alka, do you like Becky Lynch? Well, let's ask Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, do I like Becky Lynch? I think so. By the way, I'm pregnant. Yeah, I think I like Becky Lynch. She's one of my favorite female wrestlers, yeah. I have either one or two of my shirts. No, that's Chris Jericho. I only seriously started watching when Chris Jericho wasn't around anymore. He's doing his thing in AEW. When you said that, you just made the list! It actually reminds me of a streamer that I really like to watch, which is the Gooch Spot. I really like his community, I just like him, and how he does his streams. I'm there regularly for things like Marbles and Jackbox. And his subscription sound, yeah, the Gooch Spot, that's actually the name of the channel. His subscription, no, his gift subscription sound. So when someone gifts someone else a subscription, the notification sound is, you just made the list. Yes, the Gooch Spot. Yes, exactly that, but then as one word. That's the name. He's awesome. If only Propane would have been level 35 at this point, that would have probably been a 1 KO. To my knowledge, yes, that is that part of your body, yes. It's also his last name, so he has to live with it. Propane to level 35. And we're partying, yeah, with Rockstar Player 94 with a follow. Thank you. Celebrating that follow, and Propane is getting Flamethrower. Hey, Rockstar Player. Welcome to the stream. Let's see, I definitely want to keep Dig. So the question is, do I put it on Ember or Quick Attack? I barely use Quick Attack, but with Ember, with now having Flamethrower, I barely will use Ember, so maybe Quick Attack to just go first when the other one might be faster, I guess. Or to deal smaller damage to catch a Pokemon, so I'll get rid of Ember. Again, that weird sound of getting rid of a move. We've had that twice before. Once last year and once very early on. And like, it would have been episode 3, right after Pewter Gym. It was on Route 3. I want to say it was even when I found... No, it was when I faced the... No, when I faced the Metapod, it sounded like the Aerodactyl sound. That might have been because of the lower pitch, because I was in red health. Right, Propane's suddenly a lot more dangerous with Flamethrower. Absolutely is. Let's see how much of what exactly the difference is in the base stats for Vulpix. 41 base stack, 65 base special. A decent difference, so Flamethrower absolutely its strongest move. Will likely stay its strongest move for the rest of the game. Got a few more trainers as we were able to see from the little ledge up above, but we couldn't see every trainer. There's quite a few more to face. There's a Pidgeotto, which is a bird, which means it's going to fail Sand Attack. So, rocks. There we go, that's how we do it. Swords Dance, okay. More rocks. Daniel Bryan hasn't been on SmackDown for, I want to say, like 1.5 months, 2 months. To my knowledge, he doesn't have an injury, but he has like sometimes like just record a video from home, sort of predicting match results. But outside of that, he hasn't done much on WWE. My guess is it's related to the fact that he recently had a second child. So that's why he wanted to be home. Him and his wife had a second child recently. And him not appearing anymore on SmackDown happened to... sort of came together with his child being born, so I'm gonna guess that that's related. Yeah, he and Drew Gulak was coaching him, and Drew Gulak's still around. And I guess he's sort of coaching Drew Gulak too, it's sort of co-coaching. Like, they're training together a lot. But it definitely was like a sort of a, not really a storyline thing, but it's something AJ Styles definitely mentioned, like, why would you have Drew Gulak coach you? He sucks. That was mentioned quite a few times. Alright, let's throw more rocks at these birds, it's just working. Pretty soon, maybe after this Pidgey, Sheriff will be level 35 and will be higher level than some of the others on the team. Who's my favorite wrestler? Ooh, I have quite a few that I like. A few that I like a lot. Some that I used to like a bit more than now, but I still like a lot. Asuka is one of them. Asuka's still one of my favorites. I wouldn't say my favorite anymore. Becky's definitely up there. It's probably Shayna Baszler. How fierce she is. I was just like, I'm gonna tear off your limbs, and then just goes for it. Like, she's been a heel character from the beginning, and she does it in such a way that I love it. She's like that heel character, that evil character that you just love. Like, you have King Corbin, who does his, like, he's, I would say one of the best performers, not necessarily, I'm not referring to just wrestling, but more his mic skills and creating tensions and storylines between him and other characters and other people, and just him and the audience. He does his job so well that people hate him so much. In terms of that, I adore King Corbin, but it doesn't necessarily make him a favorite wrestler, just me saying he does great at making people hate him, which is exactly what his character is trying to do. But Shayna Baszler for favorite wrestler, for favorite character, just the combination, it just works for me. Well, Sheriff getting a new move here. We have Body Slam, which we already have on, what's it, on Persian, but now we're getting it for Snorlax as well. The question is, we get rid of Amnesia Headbutt. I don't intend to use Amnesia much, so I should get rid of that. Leaving Headbutt just to have some extra power points, I suppose. I have an extra attack to go with. Speaking of Amigo, let's use it. In terms of wrestling, the next pay-per-view I think is a really interesting one. Because obviously there's pay-per-view events throughout the year. I think it's SummerSlam and then Payback immediately after each other, which I didn't really understand why 2 weekends in a row, but it happened. Next pay-per-view is, I think, in just over 2 weeks, or it's in just over a week. I don't remember the exact date, but it's called Clash of Champions, and every title has to be defended. And to my knowledge, every title means every title. So that's all the singles championships, all the tag team championships, and even the 24/7 championship. Like, there's going to be a match for the 24/7 championship. So R-Truth gets a match, assuming he has it at that point, because you never know with the 24/7 championship. Some matches have been decided, some of them aren't really sure yet. Like the WWE Championship, it's Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, if Randy actually gets cleared by the doctors, because otherwise we actually don't know who will face McIntyre. Asuka's still Raw champion. She defended her championship against Mickie James last Monday. Based on what Zelina Vega did afterwards, I'm gonna guess it's actually gonna be Asuka defending from Zelina Vega. It's like Zelina Vega going singles. I actually like that idea. But let's just see where that goes. I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be Asuka against Zelina Vega. The tag team championships are on the line. Bayley has to defend. I think it's Bayley has to defend against Nikki Cross again, I think. The rest I'm not sure yet. I don't remember everything. I was excited what happens tonight on SmackDown. Just there's a like I didn't just wear this shirt just because it's a SmackDown, like the shirt of a SmackDown wrestler, and because she's going to appear on the show tonight. Like, in terms of recent changes to characters, like sometimes one goes heel, one goes face, whatever. Like Roman Reigns recently came back as a heel, whatever. But in terms of recent changes to characters, I absolutely adore Alexa Bliss. I love her change to the change to her character. I love her new, like, more of a, like a Harley Quinn-esque look with the hair. And then, was it in like the Fatal 4-Way match to decide who faces Bayley? The way she performed, was it Bray Wyatt's signature move, Sister Abigail on Nikki Cross? Perfect. That's amazing. I love that. I'm really interested to see where that story goes. Oh, the New Day, yeah, of course. The New Day is around. The New Day are cool. They're not champions though, so they might not have a match at Clash of... Actually, they won't have a match at Clash of Champions because supposedly 2 of them are injured. If that's actually real injury, I'm not sure. Then again, Xavier Woods has been out for quite some time, so that might be an actual injury. I'm not sure about Kofi. Big E's just on his solo run, except he was then injured by Sheamus like last week, so we really don't know where that's all going. Bootios will always be in my heart. Yeah, that was cool. That was an interesting gimmick that they had for a while. Just good old, just fun. They're great. They're great guys. But in terms of what I've seen from YouTube videos and how the wrestlers interact with fans, The Miz. I love how The Miz interacts with fans. I'm not too big of a fan of his character, although I guess his interactions with John Morrison being more of the dumb guy, that's funny, that works well. But him as just a person to talk to, he's great. I'm not sure if they actually sold that. Roman Reigns. Oh, Rey Mysterio. How can I forget Rey Mysterio? I love Rey. In terms of favorite wrestler of all time, probably Rey. So that's why I'm extra interested in the storyline of him and Dominic. Speaking of that storyline, I caught up on last Monday's episode of Raw today, where Seth beat Dominic in a steel cage match. But Seth's disciple, Murphy, messed up Seth again on accident. Seth's angry at Murphy, so I'm gonna guess that's gonna be a split pretty soon. And Murphy's gonna do his own thing. But I feel like, throughout the entire storyline of even like trying to take Rey's eyes out to then Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo and eventually Dominic coming into it, Murphy has sometimes been a bit hesitant. Like, he did help take, like, puncture Aleister Black's eye, but he seemed always a bit hesitant. So I feel like at some point he's gonna turn on Seth. But something that's also interesting, Dominic's mother, so Rey's wife, has been around a little bit, watching some of his matches, but Dominic's sister, Rey's daughter, has been around on Raw for the last at least 2 episodes. And she actually tried to comfort Murphy after he was beat down by Seth Rollins. Just for a short moment, but I don't know, maybe something will happen there. Dolph Ziggler. I'm not too big of a fan of Dolph Ziggler. Miz, Bray Wyatt. I don't remember too much. Like, I wasn't really watching WWE when he came in first. But looking back, like, through his storyline with Braun Strowman, I learned a lot about his past and how he was in WWE when he was, like, in his first few years. I quite like him. I like The Fiend. And I like Bray Wyatt's hair, I guess, like the wild one from his early years. I like that. Whatever that Russian giant was. You might be referring to Rusev, who, to my knowledge, he's a Bulgarian. So that's a European. He was among the big group of releases when COVID had been around for a little bit. He was one of the ones that was released. And although I can't confirm this, I did hear a few days ago that he might have signed with AEW. Also going to talk about Pokemon now, because I feel like the entirety of the first episode that comes off this stream has been WWE talk. And I find we're talking about wrestling because I love WWE, but I feel like I should be talking a bit more about Pokemon. If we talk about other things occasionally, that's fine. It enables interaction. And I think that's good to be talking about a variety of things, keep things interesting, but I think we've had enough about WWE. Sorry, Becky. There were some giants, like Big Show was a giant. Who else was a giant? The Great Khali was absolutely a giant. Not sure about his origins. So let's use propane with flamethrower. Wow, calm down with the language. I wouldn't say he annoyed me. I didn't really like him necessarily, but Like, I wasn't... Like, I didn't really dislike him. By the way, speaking of Dolph Ziggler, because you mentioned him not liking Dolph Ziggler earlier, I wouldn't say I like him either, but he was in commentary on Monday Night Raw this week, and actually did a really good job on commentary. And he's been on, in Raw Underground for the past few weeks, and he's doing an awesome job there as well. Just looks really good. I think he might be Indian, yeah. Not sure though. Probably watching one of his matches on YouTube will probably tell, because generally they say, oh, from Osaka, Japan, or from Ayr, Scotland, or from Orlando, Florida. They say where they're from, so it should be easy to tell. Something also I'm interested in is where the storyline with Aleister Black goes. Because since he properly got his eye punctured by, like, in the Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio storyline, he's been out, and Kevin Owens tried to get him back in and tried to be nice, but then Aleister Black basically turned on to Kevin Owens, and he seems like Aleister Black might be a heel character, which works well with his entrance music as well. He had a match last Monday. Not that he won it, although he should have in normal scenarios, but that Retribution was being annoying. But Owens won that, but I really wonder where that story with Aleister Black goes. Also, you might notice I got some more lemonades. I did that off stream, well, like between last stream and this stream. Therefore, between last episode and this one. I healed up my Pokemon, went back, and then at the end came back to the same area, but in between I also, like, I sold a few items, and then bought some more lemonades. Didn't do much else, because I didn't want to do any major shopping, or anything, any other major thing off-stream, because I wanted to show the major things, but just a little bit of selling items and buying some extra healing items, I didn't feel like I needed to show that. Hello, Raichu. I don't have you. I just have a Pikachu. I might use a Raichu in future playthroughs. I might not. I know I'll have a Pikachu at least, as a starter in Yellow. But whether that's in the main team, you'll have to wait and see, because I did say that sometimes I won't be using my starter. Alright, Aragon of 35. Oh, Wigglytuff though. I'll stay in, even with that accuracy drop. Hit through it. Let's go. Alright, it looks like that was it. That was enough for this route. Let's go back, maybe meet an interesting Pokemon in the grass along the way, because there are some interesting Pokemon you can catch here, actually. And I will put Koops at the front, because that's the next one I want to level up. Pretty sure Ditto can be encountered here. Not that I intend to use Ditto. Oh! Huh! I wasn't looking for you yet. I was actually intending to catch a Venonat, but later. Never mind. I just took it out. Of course I did. That's why I should have used Seismic Toss. You know what? Now that we found a Venonat here, I feel like I should just catch a Venonat. Actually, no. Considering there's a place later where there's a pretty good chance of fighting it as well. And I may just go for it there. So let's heal our Pokemon. And then go to a safari.